You know, life is so good. And life is so simple. And that's what I want to talk about today is the simplicity of spirituality. We think it has to be so complicated and so convoluted and so mysterious. This year we're talking about the mystic's journey. And when we speak of a mystic, we think, oh, that's somebody that's really done a lot of study and a lot of work and a lot of, to get to that place where they feel the Spirit. But sometimes it's simple as a breath. Sometimes it's as simple as a song. Sometimes it's absolutely sitting under a beautiful tree and feeling that connection to the divine. As Kelly was doing her prayer and she mentioned the aspens, I was automatically thought of the aspen grove that was about 150 miles north of where I lived in St. George for a while, that is the oldest and the largest living organism in the entire world. It takes up over 40,000 acres. It's one organism. It is so simple, yet it is so profound. And imagine everything that that one living organism has experienced in the last hundreds of thousands of years that it's been in existence. We think it has to be convoluted. We think it has to be difficult. We think getting in touch with Spirit, because it seems to be so mysterious, it must be hard, it must be difficult. And this idea of mysticism, this mystic's journey, we think of it as something lofty, reserved for those gurus who can sit on the mountaintop forever and ever. Who has time to sit on a mountaintop right now? Or those visionaries who spend hours and hours and hours and hours in meditation. Or only those special people. Only the ones that God has touched. Only the ones who are good enough or pure enough or have done enough work to get to that place. But the fact is that spirituality happens all the time. And it happens in so many ways. And sometimes it's absolutely the simplest way possible. Sometimes it's absolutely on that individual breath you take. Breathe in and you feel the Spirit connect with you. Breathe out and it connects with others around you. As we're experiencing this journey of the mystic throughout 2025, we're invited to discover that the sacred is not only in those transcendent experiences, but it's in the everyday, ordinary moments of life. I get up real early on Sunday mornings. This morning, for some reason, it was 3 a.m. So I've been up for a while. I'm fine. I go to bed early, so I'm good. But I'm sitting there this morning, and of course, my favorite thing is my really good cup of coffee. And so I have this whole ritual that goes along with a cup of coffee. First off, it's coffee from my friend's coffee shop in Mexico. So it's like really, really good coffee. And I have a pour over. I don't put it in any kind of machine. I actually pour hot boiling water over it, and I let it steep through the little filter. And I have my half and half that I put in there, and I have a little frother to make it foamy. And I put it in a mug, because it takes me a long time to drink it, so I put it in a stainless steel mug so it doesn't get cold. So I'm sitting here this morning, and I'm just reflecting on this as I'm making this coffee, and I'm smelling it. And I don't know, for me, aroma is one of the ways that things get to my senses most quickly. You know, like I use a lot of essential oils, and so if I really want to get a hit from them real quickly, I smell them because it just like goes right into my brain. So I'm sitting here and I'm smelling the aroma of this coffee, and I'm watching the steam come up, and I'm thinking, I'm thinking about this talk too, and I'm thinking, well, look at this. This is absolute spirituality in the most simple form. It has every one of the elements in there. There's the earth element, the stuff that was grown in the ground, the coffee. It has the air element, the steam rising from the hot water that's coming out of there. It has the water element. It has the fire element. It has it all blended together. And then I take it, and I take that sip, and I can feel it moving down the back of my throat. I can feel that warmth, the richness of it, the taste of it as it moves in. And then it's like almost like dissipating through my abdominal cavity and so forth as it moves. I was a science teacher. I like this kind of stuff. So, so I can feel it moving into my body, into my cells, and it's actually being absorbed. And I'm thinking, this is so profound and yet so simple. It is so simple, and it is yet such a way that we connect with that spirituality, with that divine, with that essence in all of its wonderful forms. Imagine this one. Think of it when you smell a wonderful rose. Think of that. I mean, it's just like that essence of it. And everything that has gone in to make that rose beautiful and bring it to you, and then you smell it, and it's just like your whole body is uplifted by that. That's what spirituality is. That's what God is. It is just looking for that avenue to come into us and lift us up a little bit. And so as we think about this, we get all mixed up with all of these words. Like these are three of the words that got me when I first came to Centers for Spiritual Living. We called them the omnis. What a bunch of convoluted things. First off, pronouncing them, all right? First we have omniscience, not omniscient, but omniscient, omnipotent. I would think omnipotent too for a while. And then, of course, the last one changes the whole pattern, and it's omnipresent. When we look at those words, it looks like it's something mysterious. It's something difficult to understand and so forth. Ernest, our founder, puts it in this way. Ernest Holmes, in the Science of Mind textbook, he says, Spirit is omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient. But I love this sentence. There is no place where it is not. There is no limit to its power, and there is no limit to its wisdom. It is totally present all the time. It is absolutely the source of all power and infinite wisdom. When we think of it that way, those omni words, we don't even need them. But if we think about it, it's always there, always available, always working, always intelligent, always powerful. Makes it much easier. But we have to, like I said, first off, we're a science. So, science here, we think we have to make things a little more difficult. And then Ernest has an even shorter way of saying this, and he just says, there's no spot where God is not, which I love that one. There's no spot where God is not. So this idea of practical mysticism that we're talking about this year is that recognition that the sacred, the divine, spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, is not separate from our daily experience. We don't come to church on Sunday just to get our spiritual fix. Well, we do, but we don't have to. We can get it throughout the whole week. We can get it at any time. We can get it on our own. We can get it in community. There is no spot where God is not, and we can actually begin to experience it in all the different ways that we can do this. So, over the years, people have talked a lot about the simplicity of it. There's a Buddhist phrase, I love this one. What do you do before enlightenment? You chop wood, carry water. What do you do after enlightenment? Chop wood, carry water. So we think it has to be hard, but it's just part of our daily life. Thich Nhat Hanh, who's a Vietnamese Buddhist monk, has a really famous quote here about washing dishes. And so he says this, if while washing dishes we think only of the cup of tea that awaits us, hurrying to get the dishes out of the way as if they were a nuisance, then we are not alive during the time we are washing dishes. We're missing the opportunity for spiritual connection if we're wishing it away, if we're trying to get to the next thing, if we think it has to be something greater than what it is. If we are out on our morning walk and we're thinking to ourselves, I can't wait till I get back home and I can sit and meditate, we're missing the opportunity that we had to meditate on our morning walk. We're missing the spiritual connection that we're feeling in the environment around us. We're missing the air that we are breathing if we're thinking about those next things ahead of us. We talk a lot here about mindfulness. And mindfulness is, again, has three components. It's being aware of what's happening, it's being in the present moment, and it's not judging it. So it's just accepting it for what it is. And so if we can spend our time, everything that we're doing mindfully, staying fully aware of what's happening, staying in the present moment, and not having reactions to it, as if this is good or bad, or I want to get rid of this, or I don't want to do that, or I can't wait to do the next thing, then we can actually have a different experience of everything around us. When we bring awareness to our hands, the warmth of the water on our hands as we're washing dishes, the rhythm of the scrubbing, the gratitude for the meal that you're now washing off the dishes. Imagine if we threw that in there. We can experience the sacredness in that simple act of washing dishes. But if we're thinking about the things ahead of us or the things that I want to do, or we're not liking to wash dishes, so we're a little angry about it, or we're a little ticked off that we have to do it, then we're missing out on what's available to us in each moment. Our philosophy here invites us to practice this presence of the divine in every moment. Practice the presence is what we call it. So that when we're in traffic, or when we're folding laundry, or when we're making coffee, we can shift from getting through it to experiencing life like a living meditation. Now, wouldn't that be something? To experience life as a living meditation. Joel Goldsmith puts it this way: every moment of every day, the divine is pressing itself upon us, waiting to be recognized. Are we looking for it only in those things that we think are supposed to be sacred? Are we only looking for spirit when we come into a spiritual center like this? Or are we only looking for our connection with God when we're sitting down praying? Or are we only looking for it when we're engaged in some kind of sacred service? We have an opportunity at every moment to connect with spirit in the most simple and the most profound ways. And so one of the ways that we often don't experience that connection with spirit, that sacred in the everyday, is by allowing things to distract us from it. We think about what's happening next or what just happened, and we're ruminating on that. We think about our next meeting, our next meal, our next conversation we're having. But the sacred spirit is only ever found in the present moment. We don't find God tomorrow. We find God now. We connect with spirit now. Tomorrow is never there. It's always that illusion of something that we're striving for. We always need to connect with spirit in the moment, in the present moment. And so as we develop our willingness to be fully present right now, we have many more opportunities to experience the divine. We can actually begin to shift from getting through life to experiencing life as a living meditation. I think that would be the ultimate goal, to experience my life as a living meditation every day. That whatever I'm doing, I'm actually aware of the presence of the divine moving through that activity, moving through me, moving through the people I'm interacting with, moving through whatever it is I'm working on. So we can actually begin to eliminate our distractions and stay more present in the moment. We can have a better experience of that. There's some easy practices that we can do to help us. We can practice gratitude. Gratitude is a gateway to spirit, to connecting with spirit. Gratitude always shifts our awareness, always. It transforms the mundane into the miraculous. If I'm grateful for that cup of coffee that I had this morning, I am having a completely different experience as if it's just a routine thing and I just kind of go with it and never think about it. But when I actually embrace it and stay fully present with it and have an attitude of gratitude about that, it's a completely different experience. When we wake up in the morning and take a breath and give thanks for feeling that air in our lungs, for the body that's going to carry us around through the day, for the people that love us in our lives. When we can do all that, we step into sacred awareness more and more frequently. Another thing we can do, again, it's about staying present with it, is take a sacred pause, a 1 minute, a one breath pause. Just stop and think, what's happening right now? What am I experiencing right now? What do I see right now? What do I feel right now? What is going on in my body right now? Take that pause for just a moment. Take a breath. Feel the air around you. Feel the air moving through you. And remind yourself in every single moment, this is a sacred time. I am connecting with the Spirit as it resides within me. I am connecting with the divine. One breath connects us to the divine presence. One of my favorite things to do is to bless the ordinary. Bless the things that just happen ordinarily in our lives. Like I said, I got up this morning with a lot of blessings for my coffee. I had blessings for my babies, my dogs that were a little crazy this morning, but they made me laugh so loud with all of their antics. I have blessings for putting on warm clothes when I got out of the shower this morning, and it was a little cool, and it was nice to put on something that was soothing and comforting. I have blessings for this amazing space where I get to come and have fun all day long. I have blessings for all of the ordinary things. When I get into the car, I bless the drivers. I bless the drivers on the road. When I was this morning, there was a I had to take a big detour. I-15 was closed. So it was like, but I'm blessing all of those because there was an accident. So I'm blessing all of those first responders that are dealing with that, all of the people that were in the accident, everything that was going on around it. I am blessing them throughout the day. When I bless things, I'm touching the energy of it somehow. I am actually connecting with that thing, that presence of the divine as it's showing up in that thing or that person or that experience. So before I sit down to do anything, I bless it. We grew up, a lot of us grew up blessing our food. And that's such a powerful practice. But imagine if we expanded that out into blessing everything. I open my laptop in the morning and I bless it. I bless the internet for the connectivity that it gives me. I bless the electricity and everything that goes into making the power work on it. I bless it and bless it and bless it, and everything just seems to be, it just changes my whole attitude for everything. My whole day is just different when I start off with the blessings. It turns every single everyday activity into a sacred action for me. And one of the last things here is to see the divine in others. So often when we are in any kind of conflict, and especially, right now our world is a little challenging. And so when I can look at someone that I don't necessarily agree with and see the presence of God in them, it shifts how I feel. It shifts my energy around it. It shifts my response to them. It shifts everything about what's happening in that interaction. And so as I can look at that person and say, you too are the presence of the divine. There's a wonderful song, Karen Drucker's song, You Are the Face of God. I know I use this as a practice. When I first started at Centers for Spiritual Living, it was in the early 2000s, and we had a large influx of unhoused people that were on the streets asking for money. And I was disturbed by it because I couldn't give to everybody. And so I had to figure out a way that I could respond to that. And I heard this song, Karen Drucker's song, and so what I did was I started making eye contact with the people as they were standing on the corner, and in my mind I'm singing to myself, you are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of love. Just something like that where it made me feel a lot better. And I can't help but think it made the other people at least be seen, acknowledged, understand that they weren't alone on this. As I said, I couldn't help everyone, but I had to find something I could do. And so seeing the divine in others is a wonderful practice to do that. So I told you that we were going to do something fun today. This is one of the simplest practices I've found to actually get a good spiritual connection. So yesterday in our Soul Crafters, we made malas. So if you're not familiar with a mala, the word is from Sanskrit. It means garland. And it's made of 108 beads. The word bead in Old English has the same root as the word prayer. So it's a prayer bead. So traditionally there are 108. Now there's a lot of reasons for this 108 number as far as why they have that. It's a sacred number. Numerology, it's a sacred number. Astrology, it's a sacred number. In the Hindu philosophy, there's 108 energy points running to the heart. So there's all kinds of reasons. My favorite reason, and I can't tell you who I got it from, but I loved it when I read it, is I wanted to do 100, and so I thought I'd throw in a couple more to make sure I covered 100. So 108. So we chant different things. Chanting has been going on for at least the last 5,000 years. It's really big in Hindu and Buddhism. They do all kinds of different practices with chanting. One of the oldest chants is one that I used for a long time. It's called the Gayatri, and it's a Vedic chant to evoke the spirit, the presence of the divine. It's really transformative. It takes a long time to do, though. It takes about 25 minutes to chant that one. There are all kinds of Buddhist chants. You may have heard some of them on different podcasts and things like that, where you see the different things. So there are actually Buddhist centers where you go, and that's what you do for the service, is you chant. And so there are all kinds of ways of doing this. It transcends all religions. You may have heard of Gregorian chants in the Catholic religion. Native American religions have lots of different chants in them. So there are lots of different ways that we can do chanting here. When I was thinking about this, I thought, well, chanting isn't just about like songs and singing and so forth. We have phrases that we chant. Like, for instance, I grew up in a Presbyterian church, and we said the Apostles' Creed. Our Father who art in heaven, blessed art thou. Oh, no, that's not it. I believe in God. I got it all. I got 3 of them here, and I got them all mixed up. I believe in God, the Father Almighty, maker of heaven and earth, the Apostles' Creed, and it goes on. It's quite lengthy. You may have heard the Lord's Prayer, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. It goes on. Those are chants. If you grew up Catholic, you might have grown up with a rosary, where you had to say Hail Mothers and Our Fathers. You might have. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women. Those are chants. They're all different ways to connect spiritually. Now, sometimes in some of the faiths and philosophies, they've been used like as a penance. Like you did something wrong, so you got to say your Hail Marys and Our Fathers. But for the most part, it's a way of being in spiritual connection with each other. So our founder, Ernest Holmes, wrote one. I first found this in the book, How to Change Your Life. If you want to know the whole passage that goes along with it, go to the bathroom, because there's 4 of them in the bathrooms that tell you exactly what that is. We've been using this to close our services on Sunday mornings this year, but I wanted you to experience the chant that goes along with this. So this is 108 times. We're going to say these phrases here. She's already freaking out over here. 108 times. It takes 12 and a half minutes. It takes 12 and a half minutes to do. Justin and I are going to chant it on the mics, and we're going to invite you to chant along with us. Now, here are some things I want you to be aware of as we're chanting. You may reach a point where you've chanted for a while, and all of a sudden you just fall silent. Absolutely perfect. You may reach a point where you never want to stop chanting. You just want to keep going and going and going. You may reach a point where you lose the words and you can't remember what they are, and you have to open your eyes back up to look at the screen. You may hear the words. You may know that you're speaking the words, but you may feel like you're having an out-of-body experience. All of these are possible as we're doing this. What I'd like you to do is to practice the mindfulness. So as something occurs, as you feel any kind of disturbance in you, any kind of shift in energy in you, any kind of, oh my God, is this ever going to be over in you? I want you to then bring your awareness back to the words. Bring your awareness back to the words, start to chant again, and go into it. Now, you may have to do this multiple times. That's the part of our mind. Our mind is trying to keep us distracted all the time. Remember I said distractions keep us out of the sacred? So our mind is trying to distract us all of the time. So go with whatever you feel. As I said, this is 12 and a half minutes. It's not an eternity. You will absolutely get through it. And what you're going to find, I can pretty much guarantee it, because I've even got a chair up here because I don't know if I can do it while I'm standing because I get so wired. The absolute power of collective chanting is amazing. The energy that is created as we do this chant together, I swear, it like lifts the room off. There have been times when I have been chanting where I am literally floating above my body, where I can feel that energy of, I can look down and see the body, but I know that my essence, who I am, is above the body, because it is such a powerful, yet such a simple practice. You guys want to play? Yeah. All right, so we're going to start this. I'm going to do a couple here just to give you the rhythm of it, and then we'll start it for sure. So it goes like this. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. And so we just go like that. So it's a little fast, not too fast. And like I said, if you fall out of the step, just stop where you're at, be aware of what's happening, look back at the words, and pick up the chant again. I'm going to have my eyes closed, so I'm going to be counting with the beads here. I move the bead in my finger as I say the verse each time to get us to that point. You ready, Justin? Okay, here we go. Ready. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life.
That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one God. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now.
Just breathe that in for a moment. All right, let's just take this right into prayer from where we're at here. Breathing into the energy that has been created in this collective consciousness. Breathing in to the power and the simplicity of this sacred chant. Breathing in to the fullness and the allness of the divine that is right here at the heart of our being, right here in each one of us, right here present as this community, as this space, as this practice that we are engaged in. I know that there is nothing outside of this omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent divine being. I know that this one is the creator of all. It is the love intelligence that has brought forth everything into existence. It is the isness, the allness, the fullness of all life. And it is right here, right now, in each one of us. For we are all that unique and perfect emanation of a love so powerful it could do nothing but create more of itself. And create it beautifully and perfectly. Just living, breathing examples of spirit here on earth. The place on which we stand is holy ground. For the presence of the divine is right there. It is moving through us. It is showing up as us. It is all that we are and all that we do. And nothing exists outside of this one life, this one presence, this one power, and this one love. It is who and whose we are. It is why we are here and what we have to do. To simply open ourselves to be that vessel through which God shows up. In its simple forms of connection, in its profound forms of love, as generosity, as open-heartedness, as gratitude and forgiveness, as compassion for others and compassion for ourselves. That's the nature of the divine. That's who we are. That's why we're here. To be that living embodiment of this incredible love intelligence. I'm all a-tingle with the thought of the power and the presence of this divine moving into expression as this community. I know that magnificent things are happening as each one of us, to each one of us, and through each one of us. For we are the embodiment of the love intelligence. I'm so grateful to know it. I'm so grateful to feel it. I'm so grateful to see the experience of it happening right now. And so I just release this word into that law that always says yes. That always says, let's do this. I let it go and I let it be. And together we say, so it